Well, one of the things is the longer you look at them, the more things they do that actually make you think that they're alive. I was watching the Triceratops the other day, and I thought its eye moved, and I thought, no, it really didn't. And then it moved again, and I saw it twice, and I've seen it again today. They shift weight, their eyes will open and close. You can see on the Triceratops, when it moves, you see the white of the eye, and that is just, it's like that thing is alive. If there's ever a live one, this is what it was like.
It's Destination Dinosaur at the Los Angeles Zoo on this edition of Out and About. In the dinosaur den at the Los Angeles Zoo, visitors thrill to the tremendous size and thunderous roar of a group of dinosaurs that have invaded this normally peaceful menagerie.
We currently have 10 different types of dinosaurs at the Los Angeles Zoo in the old koala house, and these are here because we'd like to be able to give the public something to see. Humans had nothing to do with the death of the dinosaurs, but we do today have a problem with what we've been doing with current species. So the connection is what we could have saved and what we can still save is here with the dinosaurs. Everybody loves dinosaurs, and we've got some of the really neat ones here. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, we've got Triceratops, we've got Protoceratops, we've got Maiasaurus with her babies. I mean, it is truly a spectacular exhibit, and everybody that's come through so far has really been thrilled with it.
These dinosaurs, of course, are not real, but you know, they're kind of spooky because they look so real.
It's all done by hydraulics, and it's you know, the body's made out of a foam latex, which feels real, but then the movements and the way that they have set them up so that these are actual movements of what we feel that these animals actually were like when in life.
Now, if I were a little boy and interested in dinosaurs and wanted to see them, if I came here, I would be convinced.
Well, you know, I think some people were probably thinking, wow, these things that are just fake. But because they are so realistic and all the things that we've been able to do through special effects, it's unbelievable. I mean, you look at that Tyrannosaurus, and when it blinks its eye and it moves, it's like it's coming out here. One of the keepers who works here says that she feels that that thing is going to come get her any time because it looks so real. I mean, the company did an outstanding job.
The group responsible for this beastly brood is Kokoro, whose Japanese-based parent company has produced moving animal models since 1969. The San Fernando Valley factory molds these magnificent models from foam rubber that encases a moving steel and aluminum skeleton. A latex skin is then applied to the foam and then painted with precision detail, capturing every scale. The completed models are then controlled by sophisticated computer programs using compressed air that literally breathes life into these fearsome beasts. And the added lighting and convincing sound effects add a realistic dimension to their presence. The realism is really quite wonderful, and I think it's probably a giant step, so to speak, in showing youngsters that indeed these creatures existed in the past. How old are dinosaurs? Give us a little history on that.
Well, the dinosaurs that we have here are anywhere from 60 to 250 million years ago they lived. So that's, to give you an example, that's the Cretaceous, and that's the late Cretaceous, and that is the end part of the Mesozoic era. So that's a long time ago.
This then becomes a really educational experience for anybody visiting.
Well, we have great graphics, and it tells you how to pronounce the name of some of these. They are somewhat confusing. A lot of people can say T-Rex, but when you go Parasaurolophilus, then it can be a little bit of a tongue-tire. But it is an educational aspect of it, because you see that not all dinosaurs or all animals that lived in the late Cretaceous were dinosaurs. The flying reptile, the pterodon, which is a winged reptile, and it's not a dinosaur, but it's a reptile.
Now, for some of the older folks, let us say, who are still calling it a brontosaurus, right, it did change its name to what did it change and why?
Well, at one time, we all knew as a giant sauropod was the largest dinosaur in the world, called the brontosaurus. And at some point, scientists discovered something that was different and it was named the Apatosaurus. And that's what it's known as now, but still people refer to it as a sauropod or the brontosaur type. It's in the same family.
In regards to what came first, the dinosaur or the egg, I think that question is being pursued here. I see eggs on the floor.
Well, we think that most dinosaurs laid eggs and were as a social animal, like the Maiasaur, which obviously laid its egg. Now, the first eggs that were ever discovered were discovered in Mongolia by the American Museum of Natural History's expeditions, the Chinese expeditions, Mongolian expeditions of 1922. Roy Chapman Andrews was there. And that was pretty spectacular because that was the first dinosaur eggs. Now they found dinosaur eggs in North America and South America, so we know that they were around literally all over the world as it existed then. So it's really neat to be able to see these dinosaurs that as they were in different size modes. I mean, the eggs were tremendously large compared to like a chicken egg, and the animals that came out of them grew rather rapidly.
One might wonder why an establishment like the Los Angeles Zoo would invite a robotic display of creatures that became extinct millions of years ago. In reality, the exhibition of these prehistoric beasts adds an exciting dimension to the zoo-going experience. To encourage families and their children to appreciate the zoo's current collection of birds, mammals, and reptiles, zoo planners have sprinkled dinosaur-related activities throughout the grounds. A giant sand pit allows visitors to excavate fossils on their own, and the extensive dinosaur maze challenges children's dino knowledge with interesting questions and facts. Visitors can excavate fossils in the dino maze, or they can test their artistic skills by creating their own dinosaur species from a variety of shapes based upon their unique characteristics. Whether it's walking in the footsteps of a dinosaur or participating in the other games and activities, the message is quite clear. As people, we simply love dinosaurs, and our fascination with them and their mysterious disappearance is a common denominator of our own human nature. As you were speaking, I, of course, was paying attention, but out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw one walk over here, but I guess the imagination takes over.
It can, especially in the lighting. I mean, the ambience in here is really neat. You've got the noise of what we feel that they may have sounded like, and then you've got some of the plants that were around during that time period.
Well, I thank you for all of this, and I'm going to check to make sure that we have all of our crew members before we leave.
That'd be a good idea. To experience the majesty of these thunderous beasts,
Visit Destination Dinosaurs, on display at the Los Angeles Zoo until the end of November 2004. A separate admission fee is required for entry into the Dinosaur Den. When we return, we'll continue down the prehistoric path with a visit to a special exhibit at the Page Museum. Stay with us as we glimpse the works of an artist who molded our perception of dinosaurs and other extinct species when Out and About continues.